2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the 11th of March, and it's World Plumbing Day. And a big happy birthday to Johnny Knoxville, Jodie Comer, Shane Ritchie, and Thora Birch. Russia's attack on a maternity hospital in Mariupol, which killed 3 people, including a child, generated headlines around the world and outrage at the attacks on civilians that continue as war on Ukraine escalates. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met his Ukrainian counterpart Dmytro Kuleba on Thursday in Turkey for the first high-level peace talks. But there was no immediate progress towards a ceasefire as food and supplies run out for citizens trapped in bombed-out cities. In fact, Sergei Lavrov denounced the outcry over the attack on the hospital, suggesting that it had been taken over by radicals and that there were no real patients left. He continued with more bizarre statements, including denying that Russia had attacked Ukraine at all and a suggestion that Ukraine and the US were planning biological warfare on Russia.
We did not attack Ukraine. We explained to Ukraine that there's a situation which is posing direct threat to the Russian Federation. What Pentagon is doing in the biological laboratories in order to experiment using pathogens which could be used to create biological weapons.
His Ukrainian counterpart very politely suggested that he was happy to keep the discussions going, but that the humanitarian issues need to be solved urgently.
I will be ready to meet again if there are prospects for a substantial discussion and for seeking solutions.
The statement from Sergei Lavrov, planting the seed of the idea of Ukraine using biological or chemical weapons, is causing considerable alarm among the US intelligence services at the prospect that Russia may themselves be planning to do just that. Boris spoke to Sky's Beth Rigby, and he says there's a real risk.
They start saying that there are chemical weapons that have been stored by their opponents when they themselves deploy chemical weapons, as I fear they may. They have a sort of a Maskirovka, a fake story ready to go.
President Zelensky, who continues to battle on from his office in Kyiv, denounced Russia as a terrorist state. He also denied any suggestion that Ukraine had any involvement in chemical weapons and warned about Russian disinformation. He spoke to Sky's Alex Crawford, telling her that Ukraine will never quit, and after Russia claimed Ukraine needed to be denazified, Zelensky feels that maybe Putin's projecting.
It's not about my own decision. It's the decision of 2 countries and 2 peoples, yes, and the decision of 2 presidents. And one of them is Putin. So we'll see. It will never be Russians. So you can occupy it, of course. There are a lot of countries which Russia can occupy it. That is the idea of Nazism.
The UK finally moved against more oligarchs on Thursday, sanctioning 7 new names, including Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich. He's worth £9.5 billion, according to Forbes, and his favourite asset, Chelsea Football Club, which he bought in 2003 for a mere $60 million, has been dramatically affected. Mobile phone company Three has asked for its logo to be removed from the team's shirts, and while the team can still play games, everything else is frozen, from TV money to merchandise sales and sales of tickets to games. Sports lawyer Stephen Taylor-Heath says it's big trouble for the Blues.
Based on the terms of the freezing order, it would seem that you couldn't actually sell those tickets, hospitality tickets or anything like that, other than purely the deal you've already done, which is the deal with the season ticket holders to have their season ticket seat.
One person who won't be sorry to see him go is Sunday Times writer Matthew Said, who spoke out against him as far back as 2013.
And you can't look at this in a purely footballing context. You have to look at the wider moral context. And in that sense, it has been a deeply corrosive influence on British football.
European leaders met on Thursday at Versailles for a 2-day summit to discuss the ongoing war and Ukraine's application to join the EU, and they issued a statement acknowledging Ukraine's European aspirations and called for Russian withdrawal. US Vice President Kamala Harris is on a European tour, visiting NATO allies and offering support and encouragement as they face a war on their doorstep. She met with Polish President Andrzej Duda and handed over the keys to brand new Patriot missile systems to assist with air defence. She also embraced calls for Russia's actions to be investigated as war crimes.
Absolutely, there should be an investigation. And we should all be watching. And I have no question the eyes of the world are on this war. and what Russia has done in terms of this aggression and these atrocities.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Samuel L. Jackson wants a f***ing word, and Bridgerton is coming soon, right after this. Welcome back.
It was a busy night of Premier League and Europa League action on Thursday. In the Europa League, West Ham lost their first leg in Spain 1-0 to Sevilla, while Rangers had a 3-0 home win against Red Star Belgrade. In the Premier League, Newcastle won 2-1 at Southampton, Wolves beat Watford 4-0 and Aston Villa beat Leeds 3-0. Chelsea, who hadn't had time to remove their shirt sponsors, managed to win 3-1 at Norwich, and manager Thomas Tuchel says playing football was a pleasant change from all the drama.
And in the end, we cannot influence it. We did not cause the situation. We cannot influence it. So we allowed ourselves to enjoy that we are here and we have the privilege to play football in Premier League. And we wanted to show the best thing. And sometimes it's good to sweat it out.
He's a motherfucking legend, and he's been in more action movies than you can shake a stick at. But it turns out that Samuel L. Jackson's not the sweariest actor in Hollywood. He popped up on Jimmy Fallon's show to talk about his new Apple TV drama series, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, when Jimmy had some bad news for him.
There's a list of someone who said the most swear words in movie history.
Who won?
It's not you. It's Jonah Hill.
That's some bull. I mean, that's a...
No.
No way,
No
man.
way, man.
Hang on to your corsets, the raciest period drama ever to hit Netflix is coming back. Bridgerton returns for its second series on March the 25th with a whole new set of drama and a whole lot more steamy action. This time it's focused on Anthony Bridgerton's search for a wife.
Happens when duty is in conflict with the heart's true desire. Why then there is the potential for a considerable scandal indeed.
My honor is hanging by a thread that grows more precarious with every moment in your presence.
I want my sister to be happy. Can you make her happy?
True love is worth it.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.